Dear you, if no one has told you yet today, let me be the first. What you're carrying is heavy, and you were never meant to carry it alone. There's a unique kind of pain that comes from loving someone who doesn't, or maybe can't, love you back in the way they once did. That pain is especially deep when that someone is your child. Your grown child. The one you once rocked to sleep in the quiet hours of the night. The one you sat beside during fevers, heartbreaks, and growing pains. The one you packed lunches for, worried about endlessly, and prayed for without ceasing. You loved them with everything in you. You still do. But now they've changed. Maybe they rarely call, maybe they don't call at all. And when they do, it feels distant, cold, like you've become a stranger, an obligation. And it hurts in a way that's hard to describe. You find yourself wondering what went wrong, what you missed. You replay old memories, trying to pinpoint the moment the ground shifted beneath your feet. You whisper silent apologies for things said in frustration, or for the things you never got to say at all. You ask yourself, was I too hard on them? Was I too lenient? Did I fail? You're not alone in these questions. So many mothers carry them quietly, behind practiced smiles, behind strong faces. On the outside, they appear fine, but inside, they're carrying a wound that won't quite heal. Because when your child pulls away, or worse, closes the door altogether, it feels like a part of your soul has gone missing. We don't talk about this kind of heartbreak enough. We talk about the chaos of raising toddlers, the trials of parenting teens, the transitions of young adulthood, but we rarely talk about the grief that comes when parenting continues in your heart, but no longer has a place in theirs. So you sit in silence. You smile politely as others talk about family dinners or weekend visits. You nod when they show photos from parties you weren't invited to. And all the while, your heart aches quietly beneath the surface. Please hear this. This is not all your fault. Maybe it's not your fault at all. Parenting was never a perfect science. It's messy, complicated, shaped by circumstances far beyond your control. Your child grew into a person with their own mind, their own wounds, their own version of the past. Sometimes those versions don't match your memories. Sometimes their pain comes from something you couldn't see, or something that you had nothing to do with. That doesn't mean you failed. It doesn't mean you didn't love them enough. It means they're human, and so are you. Maybe things became tangled over time, words spoken in anger, misunderstandings that lingered, or maybe for reasons you'll never fully understand, they just chose distance. And now you're left holding all the love with nowhere to put it. It's okay to grieve that. This isn't just disappointment. It's heartbreak with no clear ending. Because they're still out there, living their life, and you're still here, wondering how someone you raised could forget how deeply you cared. The world may tell you to move on, to accept it, to keep your chin up. But you don't have to pretend this doesn't hurt. You don't have to hide the way your heart still leaps at the sound of a text notification, or how your eyes sting when you see families that look like the one you always imagined. You are allowed to feel this, all of it. The sadness, the confusion, the anger, especially the anger. You gave so much. You showed up even when you were exhausted, even when no one noticed, and still, somehow, it wasn't enough to keep them close. That kind of rejection, no one prepares you for it. But please, don't let their silence rewrite the story of who you are. You are not unlovable. You are not a failure. You are not broken. You are a mother who loved deeply, who still loves, and that love is still real, even if it goes unreturned. Because love isn't measured by how it's received. It's measured by the heart that gives it, and your heart has always been full. You might be wondering, what now? How do you love someone who's pulled so far away? The answer, gently. You start by loving yourself. You honor your pain. You give space to the grief. And you remind yourself your story isn't over because one part of it fell apart. There are still moments ahead, moments of joy, peace, connection. Maybe not with your child, maybe with friends, neighbors, nieces, other mothers walking this same quiet road, maybe even with yourself. And if love shows up in a shape you didn't expect, that's okay. It's still love. It's still yours. Maybe one day your child will find their way back. Maybe they won't. But either way, you don't have to shut your heart down. You don't have to stop being someone who loves with her whole being. In fact, the world needs more of that. More people who love even when it's hard, who keep showing up even when it hurts, who hold on to hope even when it's barely a flicker. If today feels heavy, let it be heavy. If the tears come, let them fall. You've held it together long enough. You don't have to be strong every second. You don't have to keep pretending. You're allowed to be the one who is hurting, the one who is healing, the one learning to live with love that has no home. And there's something profoundly beautiful about that kind of heart. A heart that loves anyway, that forgives, that hopes, that grieves, and still keeps beating. That heart is yours. Don't let anyone, not even your child, convince you it's not enough, because you are enough. Even in your pain, even in your waiting, even in your wondering, you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. And you are not alone. There are so many women just like you, quietly carrying this grief, quietly loving, quietly hoping. So when you feel like no one understands, remember this letter. Someone sees you. Someone knows your ache. And someone believes, without a doubt, that your love still matters. You still matter.